The room went silent the moment her voice echoed from the speakers. I love him. 3 words. 3 nails driven straight into my chest. The laughter froze, champagne glasses trembled in midair, and a smile slipped from her face like glass falling from a table. In that instant, everything shifted. The warmth of celebration turned into the chill of betrayal. But to understand how we got here, I need to take you back to when I still believed her smile was mine alone. For weeks leading up to Emma's birthday, I'd been restless. Something in her had changed. She was present but absent, her eyes flickering toward her phone more often than toward me. She'd laugh at messages she never shared, turn away when I entered the room, and dismiss my unease with practiced ease. You worry too much, she'd say, touching my cheek with the softness I used to crave. I'm just busy. Busy. That word became a shield she used too often. And I, blind, hopeful, desperate, let her hide behind it. But late one night, when her phone buzzed on the nightstand, curiosity clawed through my restraint. I picked it up. A video message sat unopened, sent by mistake, as if fate had grown impatient with my denial. I pressed play. The screen flickered with shadows, her in the dim light of a bar, leaning close to someone I couldn't fully see. Her smile wasn't the polite one she gave colleagues, nor the strained one I'd grown used to at home. No, it was alive, reckless, filled with the joy I thought we'd lost but hoped to rebuild. And then she said it, her voice low but clear. I love him. My throat closed, my hands shook, but I couldn't look away. She loved him. Not me. That night I didn't sleep. I lay beside her, staring at the ceiling, listening to her even breathing. I imagined the warmth of her body pressed against someone else's, the softness of her voice reserved for another man. Every memory we'd built seemed poisoned, every laugh now hollow. Still, a part of me clung to denial. Maybe it wasn't what it seemed. Maybe she was drunk, joking, saying something she didn't mean. My heart begged for excuses, but my gut knew the truth. And so I planned. Her birthday arrived. She wore the dress I bought her last year, red silk that hugged her curves like fire. She was radiant, her laughter filling the restaurant we'd rented, surrounded by friends, family, colleagues. To everyone else, she was the adored wife, the charming host. To me, she was a stranger with secrets burning beneath her skin. I smiled. I played the doting husband. I poured her champagne, all while the USB drive in my pocket pulsed like a live grenade. When it was time for the toast, she stood, glass raised, thanking everyone for being there. Her eyes shimmered when they found mine, and for a second I faltered. That look, the one that had once convinced me she was my forever, almost broke my resolve. Almost. Then I remembered the video. Her voice. I love him. So when the lights dimmed for the slideshow I'd prepared, no one suspected what was coming. At first, the screen filled with photos of us. Vacations, anniversaries, stolen kisses captured in time. People clapped, laughed, sighed. Emma squeezed my hand, whispering, "This is so sweet." And then it shifted. The screen flickered. The video began. There she was, Emma in that dim bar, her laughter rising above the noise, her body leaning close to someone just outside the frame. The room quieted, confusion rippling through the guests. And then her words filled the silence. I love him. Gasps. A fork clattered against a plate. Someone whispered, "Oh my God." Emma's smile froze, her hand slipping from mine. She stood there, eyes wide, mouth opening and closing without sound. "Happy birthday," I said softly, but the words carried through the stunned room. The silence stretched, heavy and suffocating. Finally she spoke. "David, it's not what you think." Her voice trembled, breaking under the weight of so many eyes. "Not what I think." I laughed bitterly, the sound foreign to my own ears. "Because it sounds pretty clear to me." She reached for me, desperation in her gaze. I was confused. I'd had too much to drink. It was a mistake, I swear. A mistake? My voice rose, anger pushing past the grief. "You don't say I love him by mistake, Emma." Her father shifted uncomfortably. Her friends stared at their plates, the room closing in on itself. But I couldn't stop. The dam had broken. All those late nights, the secrecy, the excuses. This is the truth, isn't it? You've been lying to me, to everyone. Tears filled her eyes, but I felt no sympathy. Not then. I didn't mean for it to happen, she whispered, voice cracking. Who is he? I asked, though part of me feared the answer. She hesitated, and in that hesitation I had my answer. Someone close. Someone she'd protect even now. I shook my head. You know what hurts the most? Not that you stopped loving me, but that you chose to let me believe you still did. Her tears fell then, silent and steady, but I was already gone. Later, after the guests had scattered like shadows and the restaurant was empty, I sat alone at the table where it all began. The red silk of her dress lay draped over a chair. She'd left in a rush, unable to face the wreckage. I thought of our wedding day, her vows trembling with sincerity. I thought of the nights we planned our future, the dreams we built. All of it, undone by a single truth she couldn't keep hidden. The ache in my chest was unbearable, but beneath it burned something colder. Clarity. Trust, once broken, cannot be mended with apologies. Love, once betrayed, cannot return to what it was. And as I left the restaurant, the echo of her voice still in my ears, I knew I wasn't just walking away from Emma. I was walking away from the man who believed her lies, from the life we'd built on sand. The night air was sharp, the city alive with distant laughter and music. I pulled my coat tighter, the USB drive heavy in my pocket. It was proof of the truth, but I didn't need it anymore. The truth was etched into me, unshakable, undeniable. At her birthday, I had given her the one gift she'd never forget, the mirror of her own betrayal. And I walked away knowing that sometimes, love doesn't end with anger or violence. Sometimes it ends with silence, and the haunting echo of 3 words that were never meant for you.